Thanks to Leonardo Helicopters, to Penair Credit Union, unwavering spirit and dedication, honored to sponsor the show and to stand as a proud partner in the place we all live and work. Check Penair, PENAIR.org. Just a few of the great sponsors that we have here for this year's 2024 Blue Angels Homecoming Airshow here at NAS Pensacola. On the takeoff roll right now, I want you to take a look at the aircraft taking off right now. I mentioned basic and primary trainers. The yellow one just took off. An advanced trainer. Coming up at the tail end of World War II, the North American and later Ryan Navion aircraft, or Navion, and behind that we're looking at the T-34 Bravo, a Beechcraft aircraft that was first flown about 1949, and in last place, listen to the sound of the motor compared to what the others sounded like. With a 9-cylinder, 1,425 horsepower motor on it, that is the North American T-28 Trojan. It's great to see these airplanes come by. On the left, just banking in to come by, is Jeff Shetterly. He's going to do a solo routine a little bit later on, but we wanted to get him involved in this parade of trainers this morning because this airplane represents, gosh, one of, depending on whose history book you read, 12,000, 15,000, or maybe even 22,000 that were built and flown by 30 allied nations during World War II. Not only the United States military and the Royal Air Force and the Royal Canadian Air Force, but many others as well. The Navion, or Navion, with Tanner Matheny at the controls of that aircraft, low, and coming in with the T-34 Bravo, flown by the Air Force and the Navy, and eventually they changed the piston engine on this one to a turboprop engine from Pratt & Whitney, Canada, a PT-6 flown as the T-38 Charlie. Up until a few years ago, they were still a very, very active airplane. Has been replaced. The Charlie, the T-34 Charlie, has been replaced by the T-6 Texan II. Listen to the sound of this 600 horsepower radial piston engine, the Pratt & Whitney R1340. Jeff has it wound up nicely. That buzzing sound you hear is actually the sound of the propeller tips making mini sonic booms, about 2,250 revolutions per minute. So you're hearing that snap.
Coming in for dedication pass and maneuver that.
The L-17, a liaison aircraft, an observation aircraft, has become was really kind of after the war, became a favorite of a lot of people, having a private airplane and turning it into a very, very nice type of airplane to have. Tanner Matheny is a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy Reserves. He flies the T-34 Goshawk as an instructor naval officer at Naval Air Station here in Pensacola. He's been flying in the civilian sector since 2006. Coming through in the T-34, the Beechcraft. It's basically a Beechcraft Bonanza, the most famous and widely produced family in general aviation aircraft, single engine in the world. They made it into a trainer by putting the seating tandem, the T-28. The reason it sounds like that is that rather than having the exhaust all on one side, they split 4 cylinders on one side, 5 cylinders on the other, and it has a different sound of the exhaust. The Navion, as we saw Tanner Matheny flying by, was actually drafted into the service with the United States Army and Air Force during the Korean conflict as a liaison airplane doing reconnaissance and artillery spotting, even forward air control, and even VIP transport. It'll seat 4 people, not real fast, but certainly a very, very pleasant airplane to fly. At the controls of the T-34 Bravo was Doc Serrato. Thank you, Doc. At the controls of the T-28, Rusty Crash Miller, a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. And they're setting up to land as we prepare for more to continue. Take a look at straight up now as we got a daisy in the sky from, this is really great to watch. This is such a good day for skywriting because the winds are not super strong up there, so the shapes are holding exceptionally well. Boy, oh boy, what a talented guy Nathan Hammond is. Ghost Rider air shows. He also does a night show with pyrotechnics at some of the largest air shows in North America, including Sun and Fun up in Lakeland in the spring and in the midsummer up at Oshkosh, Wisconsin for the Experimental Aircraft Association's annual fly-in known as Air Venture. Now, if you'll look out in front of you, you can see coming down, those are called wind drift indicators. And sometimes you think it's boring, but it is in fact one of the most important parts of any show that has parachutists.